What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Today on the channel, we've got Robert Blasey with Home Smart Realty.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing today, Bob?
Good, how are you?
Awesome, I'm doing great. So today we're going to do a short little interview about real estate and some common tips that you might need to know if you're looking to get into your first home or investment property. Awesome. So, Bobby, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got into real estate, what market you're in, and some of what you're seeing in the market right now. Absolutely.
So, like he said, I'm a realtor. I've been in the business for about 3 years now. Started during COVID. Pretty easy segue for me. I got a lot of family in the real estate business. I work with one of my uncle's teams. And so that's kind of how I got into real estate. They kind of invited me over to kind of take the leap into real estate, right?
Awesome, yeah.
So I've been doing that now for 3 years. The market has definitely been up and down, as a lot of you guys know. I mean, COVID, we had extremely low rates, high inventory, prices going skyrocketing, right? We're now seeing the reverse. We got very high rates. It's finally starting to come up. So we're seeing a lot less buyers in the market. So it's two completely different markets just in the 3 years that I've been doing it. It's been pretty wild, right?
Wow, yeah.
Having a million buyers out there trying to buy a home to very few trying to buy a home.
Totally. How are you navigating your listings going through such a switch in a short amount of time?
Well, so for my listings, it's very important that you're really conscious on your price, right? So you really want to make sure those comparables are right, because overpricing in this market is a killer. Your house is going to sit for a long time. I mean, there's not enough buyers out there to do that. We're doing a lot more extra marketing, going back to the old school, door knocking, sitting open houses every weekend. Anything we can do to get, those few buyers that are out there, those eyes on those properties.
Very nice. Very nice. Speaking of pricing, definitely seen housing, land, whatever type of real estate go up pretty drastically over the last few years. And that might scare off some new buyers, people that haven't dealt with real estate, don't know the history of what an investment it is. Should they be worried about that? And how do agents and lenders go about actually figuring out a price on a piece of property?
Okay. So, I mean, when it comes to the worry factor about prices, it all depends on what your situation is, right?
Okay.
So are you looking to live in that home 5 to 10 years? Can you handle price fluctuation, right?
Yeah.
In the event the price goes down a little bit. I mean, if you know you're going to be there for a long term, statistically over history, housing market prices just keep going up, right?
Okay.
When it comes to navigating that with buyers right now, when we try to navigate this high market or these high prices with the high rates that are out there, since there isn't a lot of buyers on the market, we have been going very hard at getting concessions from the seller. So what exactly those are, we ask the seller, to give us a little bit of money to help either buy down your interest rate, to get your payment down, to help do extra repairs. There's still opportunities for buyers to actually save some money in this market, even with this price. Now, if the price is being higher, I mean, we might also look at Phoenix is starting to change. We're one of the biggest cities in America, and I really do feel like we were undervalued for a very long time. Especially prior to COVID. We were able to get houses for super cheap. Might have to start changing our way of thinking of how living in this big city, prices are going to start going up.
Yeah.
So.
But they are. We are growing. I was born and raised here, and it has exploded over the course of 30 plus years.
Exactly. And if you look at our prices versus some of the other major cities, we're still pretty good when it comes to buying a home.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Awesome. Yeah. And speaking of buying a home, and now that we kind of know how we get our prices and a little more of the history behind it, what are some common misconceptions you have with new buyers that they think they're going to find in a new home, that it's going to fulfill them, any type of concerns they have? What are some of the commonalities you see with working with not only a new client, but someone who's totally new to that process?
Awesome. Yeah. So buyers run into lots of things in the home buying process that they didn't really realize was going to be there. They have different kind of misconceptions, right? So one of the big things is there's no such thing as a perfect house.
Yeah.
We all have our wants and we have our needs, right? But when you come in and you do an inspection on a house, I don't care if it's a brand new house or built in the 60s, we're going to find 40 things wrong with that house. So that was a big first step for buyers when they go and they make an offer on a house.
Okay.
Is trying to figure out what's just general home maintenance versus what's serious issues like roofing, plumbing, electrical, AC, water heater, those kind of things.
Gotcha.
I think another thing is we really need to educate our buyers on what their total payments are going to be now, since the rates are a little bit higher.
Okay.
So I think sticker shock is a big thing. So when people see houses and they're like, oh, I really like that house, it meets my criteria. Well, we really need to figure out what exactly that price is and if you're actually comfortable and able to make that payment. So if you don't do that work ahead of time, that could definitely be a big issue for you when you actually go under contract on a house.
Totally.
That makes sense.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Now that we've got those concerns covered, the concessions piece might speak a little bit to it.
Yeah.
We used to hear a lot about wish list because every realtor will tell you exactly that.
Yeah.
There isn't a perfect home out there. You've basically got to compromise a little bit.
Yeah.
And as Americans, as millennials, whatever it is, we don't like to compromise that much.
Yeah.
But do you still recommend to new buyers that do or don't have those concerns that they have a top 3 or a top 5 list? Like, I need a pool, I need a trailer gate, I need this, I need that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to probably get everything on a certain budget.
Yeah.
But is that still a common recommendation?
So absolutely. So if you were reaching out to me today to buy a home, I want to know all the things that you want, right? I want to know that wish list for you for that perfect house. Now it's for me to educate you on what's out there in your budget, right?
Okay.
So now it's really up to you at this point. Be like, hey, here's the houses that I can find that are in your budget that meets most of your criteria. And you now get to determine which things you might want to throw to the side that you're willing to, get rid of, or the things that you're not willing to get rid of and to compromise on, if that makes sense. So yes, we will absolutely go and do everything we can to find you all of your wish list. But having a good market knowledge is going to help you kind of whittle down that wish list.
Totally. And that's where having a real estate agent really comes in.
Absolutely.
It's helping us whittle down that market while we're going about our full-time lives, taking care of kids, still trying to have some fun.
Exactly. We're here to walk you through every step of the process. I mean, there's lots of time frames we got to follow on a contract that we're here to do. We're here to show you houses. We're here to advocate you at the end of the day. I mean, if I'm working with you and you want to go find a house and you tell me exactly what you're looking for, when I walk into a house, I'm looking for what you're looking for. I'm fighting for you as your advocate, right? And my job is also to try to get that house for as low as possible and help you get some of those concessions, buy down the rate, and make it sure that when you get into this house, you're happy and you're not stressed that you bought this house.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. Final question.
Sure.
It sounds like the first step is figuring out what I can afford.
Yes.
If I am new to the process or looking to get back into the market again, if I'm a total novice, where do I go to start figuring that out? Perfect. And then where do I go from there?
All right, perfect. That's great. Because a lot of people, they'll reach out to realtors first, which is okay. But the first step is really kind of feeling out where your budget is, just like you said. So what I recommend is finding a lender, searching around, definitely do some rate shopping and trying to find out which lender is going to give you the best rate. From there, they're going to kind of give you a price of what you need to stay around. So once we get that price, you come to me, and now it's my time to take what your budget is and find you the right properties. Awesome. So starting with lender, then realtor, and then once we whittle down the houses we want to go see, I schedule them and we go out and take a look.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to working with you in the future.
Absolutely.
If any of you at home or at school or wherever you're at today need a little help in the Phoenix market buying a house, feel free to reach out to Bobby Blasey with HomeSmart. His info will be linked. Yeah. And you can reach out to me and we'll get you connected.
Awesome.
Take care.
Hopefully see you all soon.
Thanks, Bob.
Yep.